Straight ahead, increased releases from Gavins Point Dam could spell trouble for communities downstream. Yankton, South Dakota already seeing major flooding.
And in Dakota Dunes, residents are being asked to seek higher ground after a warning from city leaders. I'm at a nearby campground with a live report.
Also in South Sioux City, the river has begun to reclaim the city's soccer fields and campground. News 4 at 6 starts now.
From KTIV, Siouxland's news channel, this is News 4 at 6.
Flood warnings return for parts of Iowa and South Dakota. Some communities have been swamped by floodwaters twice in the past 6 months. Memories of March flooding are still fresh, and some leaders warned the rising river levels could reach new heights. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stella Daskalakis.
And I'm Matt Breen. New at this hour, the Dakota Valley School District says it has now suspended bus service to Dakota Dunes. That affects any residents of the Meadows, Prairie, and Country Club neighborhoods, as residents of all three have been asked to relocate.
Siouxland is well acquainted with the damage floodwater can do in low-lying communities. That is especially true for people living along the banks of the Missouri River.
Storm Team 4 has been closely watching the river levels for several riverside cities, including Yankton and Dakota Dunes, South Dakota, and South Sioux City, Nebraska.
The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says record rains in the upper Missouri Basin during the first 2 weeks of September have prompted them to make changes to the releases from the dam. The changes to Gavins Point Dam will have consequences for anyone living downstream. Yankton County has been one of the hardest hit areas so far, with flooding from the James River closing roads and bridges across the county.
Leaders in Dakota Dunes, South Dakota are warning their residents about the river elevations. Dakota Dunes has had to deal with flooding before. The community resides where the Big Sioux River meets the Missouri River. Welcome back, everyone. That grain elevator that exploded nearly 2 weeks ago in South Sioux City, Nebraska, is still standing tonight. That's despite several attempts over the last 4 days to tear it down. KTIV's Ashley Richardson spoke with South Sioux City Police Chief Ed Mahon this afternoon. And Ashley, what's the latest on the demolition right now?
Yeah, Matt, just a few minutes ago when I spoke with Police Chief Mahon, they were concerned that weather could play a role in whether or not they were going to attempt to get this building down. And just the past few minutes, we've actually seen a couple of the cables. I'll step out of the frame so you can see it a little bit. A few of the cables have actually been, all four of them right now are all tightened up. It appears that they're going to be making another attempt, but with the weather, safety is still a concern for officials.
Well, it might. We're supposed to be in the northern edge, I believe, of the tornado warning. So it just depends what the weather does. If it gets to be where it's dangerous, you know, I can't imagine that it wouldn't postpone it a little bit. We'll just have to see what happens.
That right there, Matt, is live footage. The structure just came down. You can see the smoke. The plumes of smoke coming up from the structure. It just went down just now, live with us. The smoke is coming up. I'm going to put my face mask on, Matt, and I'm going to send it back to you.
Ashley Richardson with Live Link 4, and you saw it live right there, folks. For now, they've been trying for 4 days to pull down that elevator. They finally tightened the cables today after bringing in additional equipment, additional excavators, even another crane. They tightened the cables. They pulled it down. So the top half of that Anderson Farms elevator has now come down. There is still work to be done, though, to make that structure safe so that homeowners can get back. So the homeowners can get back into their homes. They've been out now for nearly 2 weeks. Ashley, if you can still hear me, describe the situation around you right now. I see some of that dust coming toward you. You've got your mask on, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, I've got my mask on right now, Matt. As you can see, there is smoke everywhere. Just a few minutes ago, we could see the structure fully entirely. Now I can't even see where it was actually standing at all. The entire sky is just full of a gray dust it's slowly working its way towards us right now. But it was absolutely amazing just to kind of see that in real life. Wasn't expecting it to come down right then and there, but it did, and the sky is full of smoke. There's a few spectators out here watching right now.
South Dakota farmers and elected officials gathered today to hear what Washington, D.C. is doing for agriculture success in the state.
And as I mentioned, the National Weather Service out of Sioux Falls did confirm a tornado touchdown near the Ida Grove area. That was closer to the 5:45 time frame, I believe it was. You can see how threatening those skies look when these storms are going through. You can see the grayness of the clouds. Still looks like a little bit of rain is coming down, although the heaviest of rain has now gone to the east of you there in the Spencer area. Okay, so this is about an hour ago from what I'm understanding. That was taken north of Ida Grove. So we saw one pretty similar to this near Arthur, Iowa. This one just to the north of Ida Grove. Those low-lying clouds obviously looking very threatening, and some of those kinds of clouds that have had some rotation going on so far tonight.
Breaking tonight, police are on the scene of another shots fired call, this one in the very same area of Sioux City where a shooting happened late this afternoon. Good evening, everyone. I'm Matt Breen. We'll hear from Stella Daskalakis in just a moment. Police are at the scene right now in the 2200 block of Gibson Street. That's just off of South Lewis Boulevard at Transit Avenue, right across the street from the Transit Plaza Mall. The call came just after 9 o'clock tonight. KTIV's Stella Daskalakis joins us with Live Link 4 from the scene. And Stella, what are you seeing there tonight?
Well, we are seeing police activity, and we're back here at the same spot we were earlier today, Matt, as you just mentioned. Behind me, you can see several police cars where shots were fired, several shots, and they weren't just fired here. Some of those bullets, stray bullets, went across the street, too, according to a witness we'll be hearing from in just a moment. Severe storms cut their way across Siouxland tonight, dropping hail that caused damage. The storms also dropped tornadoes.
This is just one of many videos that viewers like you have sent to connect at KTIV.com. This one from Amy Forbes, taken just northwest of Ida Grove. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Matt Breen.
And I'm Stella Daskalakis. It has been a busy evening for Storm Team 4 and a busy evening for many of you as severe storms hit parts of Siouxland tonight.
And I had to end with this. I had to show you what we're still seeing from our Blackbird Bend Casino cam right here in Sioux City. That is way off the distance. That's the storms beyond Fort Dodge, and yet we can see them still vividly making some lightning out there this evening.
KTIV's Jennifer Lenzini has been in Holstein, Iowa all evening, and she joins us live.
Jennifer, I understand that you found some hail damage from those storms tonight.
Yeah, Matt and Stella, Holstein residents are dealing with hail damage to their vehicles and debris in the streets.
For coverage of Decision 2018, starting now.
Live from Signal Hill, this is KTIV News 4 at 6, Decision 2018 Election Night.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us on this election night. I'm Matt Breen.
And I'm Stella Daskalakis. It is midterm election day from Siouxland to every other state in the union.
New at 6, KTIV's Michelle Schoening is live in our election center taking a look at exit polling data to show us how people are voting.
But we'll start in Sioux City, where KTIV's Jennifer Lenzini is at Riverside Lutheran Church, one of dozens of polling places in Sioux City.
Live from KTIV, this is Sports Force Extra.
And thanks for tuning in to week number 1 of Sports Force Extra, along with Devin Reiners. I'm Brad Pouch. Together, it's our 31st year of covering Siouxland football. I'll let you guys do the math. We have good Metro matchups as East hosts Bishop Heelan, Sergeant Bluff Luton is home, and Dakota Valley also plays a top 10 team.
The two-time defending champs from West Sioux hosted Boyden Hall, Rock Valley, and 2 championship contenders in Nebraska, Norfolk Catholic and Pierce squared off. Week 1 is here. Let's start in Sioux City.
All right, this was a good one, and it was a tale of 2 halves over at Olson Stadium tonight. Sioux City East and Bishop Heelan met for the 82nd time in a rivalry that goes all the way back to 1949.
West Sioux has won back-to-back state championships in 2 different classes. The Falcons are led by quarterback Hunter Deckers, who's committed to Iowa State.
0-0 is the final over Woodbury Central. And our Libby Randall covered tonight's game, and she is live in Hinton with more. Libby.
This is News 4 at 10.
We are following breaking news at this hour in 2 locations in western Iowa. We begin with the very first here in Sioux City. Details still sketchy at this hour, but here's what we know to this point. Around 9 o'clock tonight, Sioux City police were called to an area at 28th and Iowa Streets. That's on Sioux City's north side. It's southeast of Unity Point Health St. Luke's in the area of Hubbard Park. A second nuclear summit for President Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. And the president says progress can be made in denuclearizing North Korea.
Well, you can see it developing behind me. Our next snow beginning to move into the western parts of the KTIV viewing area, and that'll overspread the region during the nighttime hours, giving us maybe some light accumulations by tomorrow morning.
A warning tonight for parents about a potentially dangerous social media trend. This is Momo, and she's part of the Momo Challenge, which could direct your child to take their own life.
This is News 4 at 10.
We're not out of the woods by any means. We cannot be negligent in our response to this because it's a significant event for the area. It is a perfect storm.
Tonight, some in Nebraska are out of their homes after tremendous rainfall and snowmelt causes rivers to rise above their banks. Good evening, everyone. I'm Matt Breen.
And I'm Stella Daskalakis. The rain started early this morning across Siouxland, and it did not stop until this afternoon.
It left in its wake flooded rivers and streams, which left people scrambling to protect their homes, even evacuating those homes.
This is News 4 at 6.
It's good to have Shorty home.
A hero's welcome for South Sioux City police officer Brian Van Berkom as he returns home just 5 days after he was shot twice in the line of duty outside a local bar. Welcome back, everyone. With summer on the horizon, amusement parks will begin opening all across this country, and that includes Arnold's Park Amusement Park in the Iowa Great Lakes. We're joined tonight by KUOO Radio's Steve Schwaller. He's got details on the plans to open the park very soon. Steve?
That's right, Matt. The Arnold's Park Amusement Park opens for the season this weekend. The park will be open both Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. until 7 p.m., weather permitting.
And welcome back to Storm Team 4 on the road. Yeah, a little cooler Orange City right now. Everyone I talked to said how warm it was during the afternoon hours. Now suddenly the clouds arrive. There's a bit of a breeze out here. It's really quite a lovely evening. Every once in a while we have felt a sprinkle or two, but yeah, there are storm chances, so let's get and talk about what is going to be coming our direction over these next couple of nights.
Authorities are still on the scene of a major train derailment in northwest Iowa tonight. This happened last night, but we got our first good look at the scope of that derailment at first light this morning. Tomorrow is Blood Donor Day. It's your chance to help save a life. In a moment, we'll tell you how you can get involved. But first, KTIV's Michaela Feldman introduces us to a man who's already made a huge impact on those in our community, 1 gallon at a time.
42 gallons worth. Not all at once, of course.
This is not the tornado that your grandma grew up with.
3 EF2 tornadoes ripped through Sioux Falls, South Dakota, leaving damage and destruction in their wake. No deaths have been reported, but you can see the full scope of damage from the air. 41st Street, a major artery through the city, took a major hit. Massive amounts of debris blocks the roads coming into and out of Sioux Falls tonight. But there still is a lot of cleanup left to do. People in Sioux Falls are working to pick up the pieces after last night's storms. The National Weather Service has confirmed 3 EF2 tornadoes touched down in Sioux Falls. One of them slammed into the Avera Heart Hospital on the southwest side of town. The damage to businesses was extensive. One of the tornadoes made its way across 41st Street and into the Western Mall. That's a major road in Sioux Falls and is home to many businesses. KTIV's Michaela Feldman was in Sioux Falls all morning talking with business owners who are seeing pieces of their lives in ruins.
We're seeing so much damage here in Sioux Falls from last night's storm. That includes here at Dreamers Outlet. The owner telling me everything in this store has been destroyed.
This is News 4 at 6.
Record flooding from heavy rainfall in several parts of Siouxland. A train derailment with an oil spill. Residents forced to leave their homes, roads blocked from high water, farmland flooded, crops destroyed, and stranded livestock. Tonight, our coverage of the 2018 floods. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Stella Daskalakis. The first major flood of 2018 is leaving a lasting impact. Tonight, we're covering it from all corners of Siouxland. Ashley Richardson is live from Rock Valley, Iowa, where some residents have been forced out of their homes tonight from those floods. Meteorologist TJ Springer is in the Weather Center with the latest on flooding conditions. But first, we go to Matt Breen, who is live in Dune tonight.
County fair season is in full swing. 9 county fairs taking place this weekend across Siouxland. On average, that's 1 for every 4 Siouxland counties. From Antelope County, Nebraska to Union County, South Dakota, 4-H'ers are showing off their hard work in livestock shows and rodeos. The Miracle Riders are at it again. Starting August 19th, they will start a journey through 30 states in just 12 days to raise money for Unity Point Health, St. Luke's Children's Miracle Network. I'm joined by the riders, including Matt Thompson, who's the lead rider. Matt, always good to see you.
Good to see you.
Now, 30 has a special significance in the trip this year. Explain that to me.
So this year, Unity Point St. Luke's is celebrating their 30th year as a Children's Miracle Network hospital.
Okay. So that's why 30 states.
30 states.
Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. The Tonight Show is next. We'll see you tomorrow.